Welcome to George Coll Fine Art. Here, the viewer is encouraged to get outside and paint from life. George's job is to provide the tools to solve the many technical challenges faced in rendering landscape paintings. View the library of landscape paintings offered and become a subscriber. You can also purchase tutorial videos, plus original tutorial and studio paintings. Thank you. And if you like what you see, click the subscribe button and join in on the fun.
Hello, I'm George Coll. Welcome to part 2 of March Thaw. Hey, really looks good. We worked on balance today, so we worked with these enriching the sky colors, enriching the snow colors, getting inside the darks with purples, reds, greens, real subtle, wonderful colors throughout. So what that makes is a really neat foundation for a great painting. But that's what we did today. We balanced it. We balanced the value colors. Tomorrow, part 3, we'll finish this painting with detail. But what can I say? Get outside and paint. Paint with your friends. Get critiques. And don't be intimidated by a white canvas. The secret to being a good painter is just keep painting. That's number 1. And get some tips from people like me. My job is to just throw all these difficulties at you and how to solve them. And that's what you benefit from watching my stuff. All right, let's get started with today's painting. All right. Hey, welcome to part 2 of March Thaw. So today is, we're going to do the balance thing. We're going to get these value colors closer to where we want to be to finish this painting. So first look at this morning, I think that the shapes are in the right place. So I think the drawing thing, I'm okay. So that's a big step forward. But I think these colors have to be brightened, the sky has to be brightened, and I need more interest and color within these big darks. I want to bring, once I get these colors right up here, I want to bring them down into the water. All right, just taking a sip of my coffee, and I am ready to go. So let's start with getting more interest up in the sky. So let's go with some Hansa yellow, not just regular CAD yellow medium. And let's get some white in there. And let's get some more intensity. So more or less, and then I mixed some earlier when I was experimenting, so we have richer, weaker, weaker, just by adding titanium white. That's all, and I'm going to use a number 2 279 rosemary. It's a long flat. So I'm going to go into this intense color. I'm going to add a little orange to one side of it. And I'm going to be putting that in. And I'm knocking down that strong color I was wrestling with in part 1, just a little bit. I know you're saying, it's beautiful, leave it. I know, working through all these areas down here. And I want to see the side of my brush. I'm very lightly using the side of my brush to kind of show that there's light in the background on the trees. Just by gently using this side stroke to illuminate the back. I think I need some illumination in here too. And I need some down in the peek-throughs down in this area. I think I really need a lot in here. A lot. So I'm changing the angle of my brush. See, instead of using it real from the flat side, I'm actually bringing up my angle just a little bit to get a little bit more edge in on the application side. And where else can I use some of this? I think over in here too. And I'm going to use some of that brush stuff over in here. All right, let me stand back, see if I'm making a good impression on this canvas. Oops, sorry, I bumped the camera. I think I need some more intensity in the color. I'm going to add just a touch of orange, touch of alizarin, and you see that makes a little bit richer, hope not too rich, color in here. No good, so I use that down in the thing where there's, I don't know, some sort of illumination on these lower ones. So much for that alizarin. So I'm going to go to my middle tone here. I'm going to add some Hansa or Cad yellow medium, if you don't have Hansa yellow. And I'm going to whack it in there. Let me get a little orange in there. And now we're starting to talk intensity here. All right, let's go up in the sky here a little bit. And let's go with some Hansa yellow and white. And I'm just really adding more Gamsol to it, just really. That's too light. But I think if I put it on, my theory is, and give it a wipe with the paper towel, I think it's going to have a nice look to it. I better add just a little orange to it. Okay. Just a little bit, please. Just a little. Adding more Gamsol. All right, going over to the other side. Bigger brush would probably help right now. But got this one in my hand, and I'm always thinking about getting it done quickly. And see how it works out. Okay, next, as I said, I'm going to see what I can do with a wipe, paper towel here. Just adds some glow, subtle. Make it a little bit more subtle, and that would be the effect. Probably could use a little more yellow. Oh, you know, back here it looks fine. Let me see if I could play around a little bit more with this in some places. I'm going to go back to the stronger yellow, maybe a little bit of orange, and get kind of a defined top to it. A little bit more defined as to where the glow ends. All right, how am I doing on time? Oh, plenty of time. All right, let's get down into the ice and snow area. And let's see if we can add some interest there. So I need some mixing area, and I am going to pick these warm dyes up. A little bit left, not much. And make a cobalt and viridian mixture. So here is my cobalt. Here's my viridian. Here's my cobalt. Here's my cobalt. Come on. And here is my white. Here's my white. And I'm going from very light to mid-tone. And I'm going to try that in my snow. I think we also had royal in there too yesterday, royal blue. So I think we had a lot of royal, okay. But let's try this new mixture just to add some interest here. And I'll work on the shore first. And I'll put some up in the foreground here. Added just a little bit of King's Blue here too. Just a little. All right, let me get back and see. Wow, that sure adds some punch, huh? Thank you. That was a good one. That worked. Oh boy, now time for a sip of coffee. Get back and take a deep look at this thing. Well, I want to say that the snow is one color, and I'm going to go back to the ice and snow. The ice. And do a little work on that. So I'm going to really thin it down here. So this is a royal blue. And just a little bit of this zing color that I just made up here. And see how that works. Just gives it more body than what we had yesterday. I think that'll work. Now, I think we have a little bit of this sky color, or whatever color is this bright color, and I'm going to put it in here as a reflection in a few areas, and then go weaker with it. Weak. By adding more Gamsol and a little bit more white. And I'm going to put that in a few places. And we're starting to get some zing in this painting. Oh boy, aren't we? Yes. This is good. Okay. And that is adding a zing. Let's get a little bit of this rust color in here. Let's get alizarin, some rust, and a lot of white. A little bit of Hansa in there too. And let's go to this part of the painting. There's some bushes here that are getting some good reflection. I'm going to add a little bit more alizarin, he says, bravely. Alizarin, maybe too much. Shall see. I think the rust has to carry the day. And just a little bit of cad red. It's coming, but it's not there yet. I'll have to get it somewhere along the line. If I can't get it 1 or 2, 3 times, I just leave it alone, come back later. Okay, let's get to working within the darks. That's the trees, the canopies. Get rid of this exotic color that we used in the... It's nice things you can do with snow in shade and bring out some zing to it. All right, we've been using some ultras and transparent oxide red, you know, good stuff, good strong stuff, and we need some of that. However, what I want to do is get some purples, reds, and greens in there. So here's some purple, a little bit of white on one side, and let's get some viridian and alizarin and some white. I'm going to add just a little bit more alizarin to that. And let's get to work. Oh, maybe before I get too far, I want to get some warms in the foreground here, but I've already got this mixed up, so let's try some light grays in some areas. Maybe up in the canopies just a little bit. And see how I'm applying it just very gently with my really angled brush here. I need a little bit more purple to this now to make it darker. A little bit more purple to make it darker. Let's go back to the viridian, alizarin. That's nice, very nice. And now let's apply some of that over on this side. Yeah, the mixture of alizarin and viridian make a great gray. It's just marvelous. All right, let me get back and see. Better check my time. Whew, 12 minutes. Take a sip of coffee. What I'd like you to do for homework tonight is start working on all these little branches and things that come up. I'll work on that a little bit too. But let's get back to what we need to do now. So here's some purple, and I'm going to add some viridian to my purple. Viridian. Viridian and purple. Lighten it up just a little bit. Viridian, more viridian. Okay. There we go. Now we're talking with some pretty good just a really interesting dark. Look in there, instead of that dark we have a really neat dark to look at now. Oh, I just love that color. Okay. Quit bragging about it and just get it on there. Oh, too much transition there. I think I need more up in this area here. And I'm going to get a little bit of lighter purple in the mixture and pull some of that in. Pull some of that in. Whew. It's easy once you fall in love with the color, like you make a nice mixture, a nice purple, and you go, oh, I'm going to use that all over the place. And then when you get back and look at it, you've screwed it up. So I'm always being careful with myself when I come up with a nice color, to be sparing with it, be balanced with it. He says, like he knows what he's doing, and I screw that up every time. But getting back, then you can see where your problems occur. So I'm going back and forth. Here's some more bright yellow that I want to try to get in some favorable places here. Since we have some darks out, let's get some reflection in, like right here. And right here, and here, and here. And we want more here. And here. All right, now to give you some homework assignment, let's think about getting a smaller brush. And I pulled up a number 1 279. It's a nice little guy. I'm going to get a little good bit of Gamsol on there to loosen him up. And I'll go into one of the darks. And I want to really not hold it hard. I'm going to go really, really light and start applying some light strokes. Sorry for that fan noise that comes on. It has its own thermostat in the other room. And start applying some branches. I need them here, and I sure need a lot of them here. Doesn't hold much paint, but it's a great little tool for doing these thin strokes. Well, I've got some small trees in the back here we have to get in. And try to make a few of those impressions now. Right back in there. Very light impressions. I'll get more into that, more of that tomorrow. And more over into here. And I'm also twisting it. Well, we need a lot of that, and we'll be doing more of that tomorrow. But I think for today, we've really made some progress with these really basic colors. And I'm really happy with the way they turned out. So, while I'm ahead, I think I'll quit before I screw it up and get too far into detail. So, with that, thank you for coming by for part 2. And I'll see you in part 3, and we'll finish this painting. All right. Bye-bye.